she actually talking about you? Even with Margaret, she showed that she was remorseful. She didn't say, you.
What the is this, 3rd grade?
It has to stop.
Now I'm mad.
What are you doing?
Jersey's back for season 13. The new episode just aired, and we're gonna do a recap of everything that went down. Plus, we have to talk about all the stuff that's been going down on social media since it aired.
My happy place. Like, I'm so happy. Like, I just want peace. That's, at this point in my life, like, I don't want any drama.
All right, so the episode starts out with Dolores and Frank talking about her new man, Paulie. Now, I don't really have an opinion on Paulie so far. I mean, I feel like we haven't seen enough of him to really kind of gauge who he is as a person. So I'm not really sure what to expect with that, but they were talking about how him and Frank aren't on good terms and how Paulie doesn't like how close Dolores and Frank are.
Problem is, I barely even see you anymore.
Frank has been the guy in my life, but Paul is old school. You're my woman, and you are with me.
I want to be able to be in a room with you and Paulie and our children and everybody feel comfortable.
And then we get into the whole Jennifer and Dolores drama and how they're not talking right now, but they're both going to Melissa's roller skating party. And I don't know about you guys, but when Jennifer was talking about how Dolores put the evil eye on her because she was so jealous, I died. Like, Jennifer is coming season after season with the humor.
Somebody put the evil eye on me.
Knock, knock.
Hey, babes. Who's gonna help me get up? And it's somebody who is just ultra jealous and just wants me to fail. Okay, so it's definitely coming from Dolores.
Okay, next up we have Melissa and Joe, and they are talking about the bridesmaid situation that happened with Teresa.
You.
That day, she showed how she really feels about both of us. It's like sad.
I know, and that's why I texted her that day.
So Teresa has her 50th birthday party, and Melissa and Joe didn't show up. Now, we do see a little more of her relationship with Louie, and I find it really interesting because I feel like you never know what this guy's gonna say. And I don't even know how to feel about him at this point. Like, obviously, you know, there's been a couple moments. He's looked crazy. He has. And there's all those accusations about him, so that's another thing, but he seems to, on the other side, keep her calm and have her reflect on herself in certain ways, so I think we're just gonna have to see.
I'm surprised you didn't call him a bitch boy a long time ago.
Listen, now he's punishing me. Like tonight, you know, they said they have plans.
It's childish, it's selfish,
I don't even think it's my brother. I think it's Melissa, you know, and he just follows along.
but it's weak, immature, his insecurities are screaming.
And now everyone's showing up to Melissa's party, and Margaret and Melissa are once again talking about Teresa.
Is Teresa coming? She originally said to me yes, so I'm assuming yes.
Oh, all right.
Are you gonna be cool? Listen, last time I saw her, she was disgusting. You don't know.
And then Teresa shows up, and it's kind of awkward, to be honest, because Melissa and Joe don't even really talk to her and Louie much, so there's just a weird moment happening. But then we meet Danielle.
She has a big personality, she's loud, she's funny. You took me to do this, I'm taking you roller skating.
We're like two sexy broads at the bar.
She kind of reminds you of me.
I remember those days.
So for the longest time, I felt like Jersey needed some new faces, some people to come in hot and just be crazy and wild, and I honestly have high hopes for Danielle. I don't know much about her, but she seems loud, she seems ultra Jersey, and just crazy, which is what I feel like this show needs. Because last season was pretty dull. And if you remember old school Jersey, it was amazing. And you also meet Rachel.
I've known Rachel for many years because Rachel and Brittany used to train together, and Frank was their trainer.
This is like a disaster. Someone's going to the hospital tonight.
Now, she seems a little more tame than Danielle, but I'm excited to see how she fits in the group. She seems super bubbly, and I'm hoping for the best. After this, you kind of see Dolores and Jen going around the party, talking to other people about how they don't want to talk to each other.
That's a real problem.
It's enough already. Are we in the schoolyard?
I just don't find the way she's treating me very warranted.
She is a child.
And then Dolores goes up to Jennifer to invite her husband Bill over to do some sexy fireman photo shoot. And I just find it a little bit weird, you know, considering the situation that her and Jen are in right now. I feel like for her to invite him and not say anything else to her, it was just a little strange.
You want me to do a favor for you, and then you have nothing to say to me. Got it. But if you want my husband's help for charity, then I'm not gonna punish him, even though you've been a bitch to me, and you're welcome.
Teresa also goes over to Margaret and invites her and Joe over to talk the next day with her and Louie.
What's going on?
So I wanted to invite you over to my house.
So what, to bury me in the backyard?
No, so we could talk.
Now, when they did sit down to talk, it actually went surprisingly well. I feel like Teresa was trying so hard to keep as calm as possible, and we all know how Italian and hot-tempered she can be, so honestly, that couldn't have been easy. Good on her for that.
It's so freaking real right now. Like, you know, I want to make things better with us. I'm really sorry.
These are the times when, again, I'm really so confused by Louie, because he's sitting there and he's supporting Teresa and he's playing peacemaker, but then something is always off. And I don't know how to explain it, but I never know what to expect from him. I never know what to expect whenever he opens his mouth. It's just off.
I know you said
You have to listen to Margaret.
I am.
No, because you're cutting her off and you're
I'm
speaking
not
over.
cutting her off.
No, you just cut me off.
Okay, so.
Then Margaret brings up Melissa, and Louie says that she was insecure when she read Teresa's text to everybody last season.
Boyfriend and That's my family. That's my sister-in-law. You don't do that.
No, it shows actually insecurity from a woman. Like she's an insecure woman if she has to do something like that.
That was my text to see if she had my back. You know, these.
Now, I'm not really sure where that came from, but we're going to talk more about it in a little bit. Basically, Teresa and Margaret squash their issues. Teresa ends up apologizing, and everything seems to be fine for now.
Doing this to make him happy. Do you really want him?
No, I'm being honest. I'm being raw as a cucumber. Why do we say raw as a cucumber? Like,
I never heard that one, but that could be a new one. Cool as a cucumber.
I'm being so.
And now we're at Dolores' photo shoot. So everybody shows up to take their pictures, and it was honestly a really funny scene.
Joe, maybe cover the stomach a little bit.
I hate you.
I don't know if you guys saw how uncomfortable Margaret's husband looked on the motorcycle. And when Danielle was hyping up her man, I just found that hilarious.
He's a man. Guys, like this. Go like this.
So Margaret, of course, goes and tells Melissa what Louie said, and Melissa goes off a little bit and basically ends up saying that she just doesn't care about any of it anymore. But I'm sure it's gonna come up again.
He's calling me insecure? That's
insane.
Me telling everybody, hey guys, she doesn't want us talking about Louie is a problem. It makes me a very insecure woman. I mean.
The episode ends with Dolores coming up to Jennifer because she hears her talking about her, and the two of them get into a pretty bad argument. They're screaming across the room, everyone's looking, and then Jen ends up storming out with Bill, but not before calling Dolores a "see you next Tuesday," among some other things.
That's how you act?
Come on.
You stop telling me to come on.
The poor thing, he's got to go home with her. Oh, jeez.
Who's arguing in there?
Thought she was gonna be nice, and she's that she always is. I learned that word from you, babe.
Good, you should learn more from me.
Now, once the episode aired and Teresa saw what Melissa said about her on the show, she came out on her podcast basically saying all the things that she's done on the show and why her and Melissa aren't the same. She said, I gave birth on the show, I went to prison on the show, I got divorced on the show, I got married on the show, I buried my parents on the show. This is what I've done, and her story is I didn't return a text message. We are not the same. Never have, never will. And Melissa came out and she responded to this. Now, Melissa came out and she basically made a list of everything she's done on the show.
You don't get to sit here and play victim. You don't get to play victim.
I'm not playing victim.
Guess who the victim is? Me.
Yeah.
And the thing about her list is that 90% of it has to do with Teresa. and what Teresa's supposedly done to her and what she's had to deal with. So she's not really helping her case when everyone's thinking that all of her storylines are about Teresa. I don't really know what she thought she was doing by putting this out there, but I'm here for it.
Season is going to be very telling. I think a lot of people are just wanting answers, you know, so it's a big season.
All right, that is all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.